guys, welcome to the American Crime After Show here at theStream.tv. I'm your host, Drexel Heard, along with Megan, Mercedeh, and Jack. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and if you're watching this taped later on, we're going to start the show out with a special shout-out from one of the members of the cast, Edgar Ivan Garcia, who plays Carlos in the show, so take it away, Edgar.
Hi everybody, this is Edgar Ivan Garcia, aka Carlos in American Crime, and I want to send a big shout out to everybody at the Stream TV and of course everybody at the American Crime After Show. Thank you so much for the support, and all the fans, thank you so much for supporting the TV show on ABC. And remember, for more behind the scenes videos of the show and tonight's episode, search me under Edgar Ivan on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Un beso a todos. Gracias.
Thanks, Edgar. That was great. That was awesome. We had a really great scene with Carlos. With Tony in the show. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. What did you guys think about that episode?
I think it's like it goes in waves with me. And this episode, I felt like, I don't know, tonight I did feel like it was a little slower.
I think it gets just slower and slower for you every week.
It's
I
liked last week.
It's slower than last week.
You know what it is? I think I like the episodes that focus more on one storyline versus the ones that have all the storylines together. It gets a little chaotic for me. And that's why I'm not invested in so much of the episode.
Okay.
Because, that means so much
I agree
sense.
with you, Megan.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie,
I'm not gonna leave you out there.
I'm pretty proud of myself that I just
I'm
put that
agreeing
out.
with you, and I definitely feel like there was just not enough meat in this episode. I didn't get anything from it. It just was a bunch of
okay,
right. I'm going to say what everybody else.
Hold on. So Megan hosts Pretty Little Liars, and there are a bajillion characters on that show. And you're telling me that you can't handle a couple of characters,
couple of families.
We're talking about a teen drama. And then American Crime, okay? It's two completely different.
I feel like we needed something really to happen. We needed something to happen, and I didn't have that fulfillment.
Hold on. Let me ask this, and then we'll get to Jack's impression of the show. Are we in this era where we are in oh my God moment world that everything has to be like, oh my God, that had to happen. Something has to happen every
For it to get spoken about,
right?
Because so much stuff is going on.
No,
I feel like it has to have the oh my God moment for us to actually then talk about it.
Right.
I don't think last week that I don't think last week there were any oh my God moments, but I was invested in Aubry's story because we found out more about her. Right. So I just feel like tonight, I'm invested. I mean, I love the show, clearly.
Right.
But I'm on, or I wouldn't be sitting here. But at the same time, it's like there was a lot of the different stories tonight. So.
Jack, what did you think about that?
I'm gonna completely shut you two down. No, I'm joking. I get where they're coming from, but I'm the opposite. So like I said last week, it wasn't my favourable episode last week because it only focused on Aubry and Carter. I like the mix between all of the storylines. Like today, we saw such a complexity to all the characters. I feel like today's episode took everyone and peeled them another layer deep. Right. My star for this episode, I'm just going to say, even though we barely saw him, was Hector. That end scene when he was getting questions, I was like, thank you, Hector. Like, you're on point. But like I said, I see why you guys may have lost the interest because it was the one story, but I enjoyed the fact that we really got to dig that one step deeper.
I mean, I get it. It's like you have to set us up for the big. I feel like next week will be really good. And I kind of feel the same way. It's kind of been on a wave. Like one week is slower and then the next week is like.
Yeah, right. It sets it up.
I thought the episode was really great. What I love about this show is that we get, what everybody's been saying about the show is that we get viewpoints pretty much we get one situation and viewpoints from everybody, and I think that's really great because we can have really great conversations about it. I mean, I don't necessarily need to have a show where I do have to have an OMG moment where I can actually think about, oh, well, that happened, or I can sit back and go, did that happen in the news? Like, a lot of things happened in the news this week. How does it correlate to this episode right here? So we're going to kick things off with the Skokies and the Carlins this week. Barb, Russ, and Nancy. Pretty much everybody's blaming the cops right now. Do you guys feel like the cops were in the wrong about allowing Carter to kind of flee, essentially? Do you guys blame the cops equally like pretty much everybody else?
Russ made a great point, didn't he? Russ, straight when he was having the frantic moment at, was it Matt's the son who's dead, Mark's the son who's alive. When he was having the frantic moment at Mark's house, he was like, how can this bracelet get taken off? And the police.
Which is what I
are-
said last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Until somebody
And they're not
corrected me on
on it.
YouTube. Until
Yeah.
somebody said, yeah, you can actually do that. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can actually do that.
you
How
can
did
do
that
that,
person on
it's a good
YouTube
thing
know?
that you
I don't,
know.
right? I don't know, right?
Exactly.
I'm like, I did. I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
but I thought if you do it, like, aren't the police supposed to show up?
just
Then
show
what's the
up.
point of
SWAT teams and
having it?
You watch a bunch of convicts who are on parole literally after the end of
Cutting
last
it
week's
off.
episode.
Right.
They're like, oh damn.
Right. Do you guys feel like the cops are being as forthcoming? Eve and I know Barb do not feel like the cops are as forthcoming with information, or had not been as forthcoming with information as they could have been. Do you guys feel like that, or do you guys think that?
I feel like this episode put them in the worst light possible so
Yeah.
far. I think the cops have been very much on par so far. They've been very, almost in my opinion, they have stayed kind of professional. But this episode was like, Like every instance where there was a policeman or an investigator or detective, or apologies if I'm not using the correct names for them, but you get my point. None of them were doing any good.
What do you mean by not doing any good?
Well,
'Cause
like I don't want to bring up the main thing, because I know we're going to get to it with Gwen when he was
Yeah.
interrogating
Right.
Gwen.
Oh, you mean in that? I meant just their kind of procedure up until this point about saying, hey, we're not going to give you a lot of information, but we're going to give you enough to try to piece together what's been happening.
No, I don't think they don't even have enough evidence to
They don't
convict.
have- yeah, it's-
And I'm like, where are you
yeah.
guys coming up with this stuff? Like,
Exactly.
it's really, I mean, so whether they're following protocol or not, they got the wrong person.
They're acting
Right,
like
and
they
they're
have
making
so
Carter
much
is not guilty.
information.
And they don't.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
act like they have so much, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like they have
It's
as
so
much as
racial.
It is.
Russ is, when we talk about this every week, one character starts to freak out at some point, and I think this was Russ's week to start to freak out. Do you guys blame Mark for not wanting a relationship with his dad? Because Russ is really trying. He's really trying really hard to have this relationship with Mark, and his son just does not seem to be reciprocating that. And
Yeah, I don't know. Mark is kind of weird to me right now. I feel like he
Still don't
definitely.
trust him.
I don't trust him. I don't know. I think
see,
that
no,
he
I
needs
do.
to have this relationship with his father. Like, obviously, Russ is trying to help, like you said. So why?
See, now
why
I-
would he push him away? That's suspect.
because of what happened prior, because of their past, obviously. I think Mark is a good guy. I think Mark was the brother who distanced himself from the family. He went out, and as we know now, his girlfriend is Asian. Like,
Well, then why
he's
is he
the
coming
one-
back?
but my
Because his
question,
brother's
here's
been
my-
killed.
Right. Well, then be of some sort of help.
right, but here's
There's not
my
much he
question.
can do besides the fact he knows about his past, and that's what he's like. He doesn't want to just go in and just drop Matt in the shit, stuff like the bad side.
No. But here's
Sorry.
the thing, though. He blamed Matt for everything,
For
and
Gwen,
he does
that
not
happened to Gwen.
blame Gwen for anything at all.
Right.
And I wrote down
And the hand.
that Gwen.
Get over that.
We find out that Gwen doesn't really have any memory. I mean, she kind of has. She has this very selective memory.
I
You
think
remember-
she's lying. I
right.
think that's-
You
You think?
you
Sorry,
noticed
I
that
think that's
she could
absolute.
remember.
What she wanted to.
She could
Selective
remember
memory.
kind of what.
Nothing up until 3
yeah,
weeks
nothing up to 3
prior.
weeks, but right before that, she couldn't remember Carter, or she didn't know any of the 6 people. So did she know her attacker, and then not want it, and then it wasn't Carter, or did she like?
I don't even understand. Carter, I don't think he was there. And I know we don't know that, but just based on the story, like, I just don't think he had anything to do with it.
They don't have any evidence, like
No.
you said, to
Right.
prove that it was actually
But
Carter.
you guys,
So
you
we wouldn't
really
believe
think
that it's Carter.
she, I don't know.
And you-
I
I know,
she
I
may
think that
know
some-
her.
I don't like Gwen. I think Gwen is a bad cookie.
I think that
End of
Gwen-
story.
right, I think
Gwen's
that-
Yeah.
a bad cookie.
But she couldn't even say cars. She said
but
cars.
I think when she woke up, that's rubbish. She did not know. She could remember after.
I think that
All of
Gwen's
that looked
story.
put on.
I think that Gwen's story. I think that Gwen knows something, and that when we find out, it's gonna open the whole case wide open.
Yeah.
It's just gonna blow everything up, and everybody's gonna be like, we're gonna be like, we knew something was up the whole
Right.
time.
No, I agree
right,
with you guys.
right.
I'm in this too.
Purposely.
What happened? You better get on the Gwen boat. You better get on the Gwen boat.
No, so you think she purposely tried not to make cohesive sentences?
Yes.
I think she knows.
It's
something.
either that, I don't know. It's either that or she's gonna come back and be like, oh my God,
tell
I
you-
remember now.
I want to ask one thing. I don't know anyone that's ever been in a coma, and I've never experienced someone coming out of a coma. So if anyone has ever experienced someone being in a coma, is that what it's like afterwards? I don't know
Right.
if any of you
She's
guys
only
have. I
remembering.
sure
She's
as
not
hell
remembering the trauma, and that happens. Sometimes people forget.
Well, absolutely.
And so the last thing she remembered was like butterflies.
3 weeks
Right, but she
prior.
also.
Yeah, because it was a good memory.
But here's the question: the prosecutor led off with a question of, have you seen? Are any of these 6 people your attacker? And she said no.
in a second.
Yeah.
Took her no
right.
time.
it
And
took her
do you
no
know
time.
Carter, whatever
Right.
his last name is?
No.
No.
So right,
Straight
so
up
and
every
then she
time.
want to be like, oh, butterflies and rainbows, and that's all I remember. And you're
And
like,
my childhood. And it
right,
just-
and my child, right. And I'm like, okay, thanks, Gwen, bye. Okay, so
You haven't been
that's how I feel
very
about Gwen.
helpful.
You
She's
guys think
right,
about
yeah,
Gwen.
you guys let us know what you guys think, because I want to know what you guys think
You're a
about
bad
Gwen.
cookie.
Carter and Aubry, first of all, we didn't see Carter this entire episode, which I thought was really great because he's kind of like the villain that it doesn't need to be seen, but everybody's talking about him.
Yeah.
He is the nucleus of this entire story right now. And I feel like, and I wrote down that I feel like Carter is the only innocent person in this whole thing. He hasn't killed anyone. Oh, he allegedly killed somebody, but we have not seen him kill a person on this show yet.
But he
Aubry?
did beat up the
Hold
drug
on,
dealer.
hold on. But he beat somebody up, so you can be charged with assault.
Right.
But Aubry killed somebody.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah.
Aubry killed somebody. And everybody else has got all of this blood on their hands. We see Tony. We'll talk about Tony a little bit later.
Everyone's got their issues,
But
Right.
Carter not being there, he really seems like the only innocent person that you know.
You almost feel bad
That's
for
why
him.
I'm
do,
not
you do.
Team Aubry
And it's funny
either,
that
because Aubry
the-
seems like bad news for Carter.
Right. It's funny that the innocent person is the one that everybody's trying to go after.
Yeah.
I mean, like not even case wise, but like character wise, like
Yeah, like he's
black
back in
and-
some
and
crap
right.
again. Like,
Right.
Yeah, we didn't
I think,
even
I
see
think
him
we
much.
didn't see him on purpose.
Which I thought was
in
really
this
great.
episode
Which I thought was
also.
really great.
Yeah.
And then the prosecutor eventually pushes for a hate crime at the end, which doesn't surprise me. Carter's past statements and the statement that the prosecutor ended up getting from the drug dealer that he beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, they trusted it. My problem with this show is that they trust the wrong people.
Right.
They trust the drug dealer. They trusted this drug dealer who they
The cops.
who they
The
had
cops
to
trusted
right,
the
who they
drug
had to
dealer.
have known when they picked him up that had all these had all these drugs in
Who's
him.
white,
and his
by the
sister-
way.
Right. So and then they
God.
trusted his statement on Carter, which I thought was a little bit crazy.
But that was all they were fishing for, though. They needed that one thing. That's why they were pushing Gwen. That's
Right.
then why they were pushing Hector. And Hector's like, I ain't saying nothing.
And it had
so they
nothing
went
to
for
do
the drug
with-
dealer. And
with
I'm sorry,
Gwen.
I'm going to question you because I said to this afterwards. Did Carter actually say white bitch, whilst he was hitting him? Because
Right.
you said he did.
I said he
don't
did. I
remember.
think he
when
did.
they played it back, it did sound like that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but
In
I'm
the- when
saying,
we originally
were they
watched
playing
it-
it back because he was playing it back through
His
the drug
mind, yeah,
dealer,
that's
like the
true.
drug
Okay,
dealer
what he
was
was hearing?
saying? Yeah. So that's because
Okay.
anyone
Right.
can say that.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
only
I mean,
way
I
we can
think
find out
I
is if we
think
go
that he
back to the
did.
episode
Yeah.
and-
Speaking of Hector, I thought Richard Cabral, he's amazing, like you said. He's had some really great scenes tonight. He's like the Snape of the.
Well, you guys were saying a couple of
He's got this
episodes.
really.
A couple of episodes ago, you guys were saying that his story.
No, I thought his storyline did, but the actor's great. I think
great.
the
Yeah.
story. I
Oh,
think
got it.
the character just didn't have a lot going on for him in the first couple of episodes. Hector wants immunity. He wants a clean state. He wants all of these witness protect, all of these things. And I think that something is going to come up with Hector a little bit later on.
I
What do you
don't
guys
know
think?
how he knows all this stuff.
Well, I mean, he's in jail.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
definitely-
criminals are smart in prison.
That's why they're in jail.
That's why they're in jail. I mean,
smart
they're-
ones
but
don't
they-
get caught.
Right.
Right.
I'm just saying.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like they know the criminal, like the ways to kind of manipulate these things. So
They
I'm not
It looked
surprised.
like
that
at
he
the
knows
end of
that.
the episode, I mean, they didn't clarify, but it looked like that they were taking Hector
Out,
for
oh,
his,
God, yeah.
like what he wished for. He wanted to go somewhere safe and potentially be in the witness protection program. I don't think he was going to the witness protection program then, but I think they were moving him to a different prison.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want to know
yeah.
what's going to
Right.
happen. Like, what is the rest of his storyline?
I don't
now?
think right because I don't think
I don't
that
know.
I don't think that Hector. I think first of all the prosecution didn't need him. So where is he
Yeah.
going?
Right.
Like where is he going? Because they
Right.
didn't need him. So now they could be like, great, we're going on a little ride,
He's
like
getting deported.
like in Orange is the New Black. Like
Ooh, that would be
he
that would
could
be a
very
crazy
well, he
trick.
could very much be on the way.
Wow.
Tony had a scene with Edgar Ivan Garcia earlier, who plays Carlos. I don't think that Tony. I think that Tony feels like that Carlos should have protected his sister a little bit more.
Yes.
I mean, he always wants everybody to protect his sister. So I think that a lot of Tony's frustration is coming from the fact that nobody is, like, he blames his dad for not protecting his sister. He blames his dad for not protecting him. He blames everybody for not protecting him, but he does not want to take responsibility for his actions. And we certainly saw at the end of the episode, he doesn't want to take responsibility for his actions for beating that guy because of his reaction at the end when he was drinking that bottle.
Right.
Right.
I just
but I
can't-
think that he's guilty. He feels guilty. You could see it on his face. Like he wasn't proud of that video.
No, I
But
think he was.
I
He was
think-
saying
Really?
it
I think he was.
on his
I think,
face.
but I don't think he was proud. I think he was satisfied that somebody stood up for his
Yeah,
sister.
I'm
Yeah.
totally
Right.
agree with you there. If that was me, if that was my sister, that
Right.
guy would have got this.
But he got.
No
But here's the
matter who
thing.
it is,
Here's the
that's
bad
just
thing is that
family.
Tony got videotaped. So I don't.
Yeah.
I think that that's going to come up later on.
Yeah, and that's
it's
why I
going to come
think
back
he thinks
around.
He's gonna
and
get
it's
back in
gonna be
trouble
a-
too now.
But
Of course he is.
we're-
He should have learned his
It's done
lesson.
for
I
like
don't feel bad for
aggressive
him at
assault.
all. I do not feel bad for Tony at all.
You
No,
do
not
feel bad for
anymore.
Alonzo.
I feel bad for
Oh, that's-
Alonzo,
You do
100%.
feel
He's
bad
a
for
good
Alonzo.
dad. He's a good dad.
He's
And
got some
both
tough-
of his kids are being little crappers.
He's got some tough things. Well, we are definitely little crappers. We're definitely
I
going
already
to find
swore
out
once, so I figured I gotta-
what's going to happen
Right,
with that
clean it up.
videotape. Hopefully, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to go away for a little bit and come right back with some fan shout-outs and some questions and things. So we'll see you back in a bit. Bye.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to the American Crime After Show here at theStream.tv. I do want to correct one point. The guy that Aubry, and then somebody just mentioned in the YouTube chat, the guy that Aubry sliced did not die. So
That's
Carter
that.
might not be the only innocent person. But Aubrey's a little messed
That
up.
counts as
Did-
attempted.
Did they show him?
How did we know that he
That's what I
didn't
mean.
die?
I remember him getting his jugular slit with a little razor blade, and in
it was
my
like-
eyes, that is death.
Wait, so whoever commented on that, if you could just tell,
Chief
just tell
Wakanda.
us how you justify, like how do you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Because I
Chief of
totally believe
Wakanda
you,
on
but
the
I
YouTube
just
chat.
there's so much going on.
Mercedeh's got a couple of folks in the chat room right now.
I do. East Blue Drew, thank you for tuning in. Chief of Wakanda, thank you for tuning in.
I like
T. Michael Rodriguez, thanks for coming every week. We appreciate you guys.
And Megan's got a couple of Twitter shout-outs.
Yeah, hang on, I gotta hit live here. Okay, so we actually got tweeted by Caitlin Gerard, who plays Aubrey. Super
I found
exciting.
her.
So I have it live right now. And she tweeted at us using our hashtag American Crime AS, which is super awesome. Don't be mad, Aubrey is nuts. Elvis has left the building.
And Elvis
Hey,
said-
Caitlin, where was I in the tweet?
She couldn't fit it all in. You only get 120 characters.
She was
Elvis-
like, sorry, Mercedeh.
Right. You gotta go. Your name's way too long.
Elvis is actually the actor that plays Carter. So I thought that was that's very funny.
That's
We got
pretty
one
clever.
more Twitter shout out.
Yes, do you want me to read it? Okay, this one comes from at NYC Knoll 13. I think Aubrey is the one who killed Matt.
You know what?
Wow.
That's very interesting because at the end, when Aubrey was in the hospital, and I mean, we were kind of writing during that scene, but she said something about, "Do I confess?" or "What if I confess?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that she was actually
Right.
alluding to the fact that she was probably the one that killed Matt?
No, I think she was so messed up from the fact that she was on a, like, because clearly she was going crazy from her withdrawals. And I think what they were saying was if she confesses that Carter did it, she wouldn't then get prosecuted for the stuff that she did to the
Right.
guys at the other house.
Yeah, she said, "What does confessing really do?"
Yeah,
Wait,
Is it
I
really
have
gonna
a
help?
theory. I have a theory.
I feel
Because
like
we've
you just
seen-
got a light bulb.
I
Your
totally
eyes
just
went
got a light bulb.
ping.
You know when that happens. What if Aubrey, because we've seen foreshadowing of her doing basically anything to get drugs. What if her and Matt, their paths crossed and she was trying to get drugs from him and she put the moves on him and Gwen got jealous and was the one that actually maybe did the killing. Or something like that.
Gwen killed Matt because Matt was shagging
and that's why
Aubry.
Gwen can't remember anything because she's not trying to remember her killing someone.
She did it.
You guys, that's why we don't trust that Gwen girl.
You won't.
I don't
Two
trust
episodes, that's
Gwen.
going to be totally
Aubrey
wrong
and
the way
Gwen,
they did it.
I've been said Aubrey from the beginning, but now Gwen is like,
Yeah, we definitely. So the girls are definitely the folks to keep the eye on.
Yeah.
We got a couple of Twitter shout outs at WriterGirl47 and at HarleyB11 who tweet at us every week. Our super fans, thank you guys so much for keeping us on our toes every week about the questions and the things that you guys have. Make sure that you guys are checking out all the other after shows. This weekend we've got the Real Housewives of Atlanta as well as the return of Winter's Coming, the Game of Thrones after show. You guys can tweet at us every week with your questions and statements about the show. Check us out on YouTube. So we can reply to pretty much everything. And make sure you check us out here every Thursday night here at theStream.tv, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you later.
For more of the American Crime After Show, make sure you guys subscribe to theStream.tv.